Alright, here is the video review for Ocular Max Perfection Series PS-21 MEDICUS. Their first aid, the first in their version of Defensor, which I believe they're calling Maximus Pro, if I am correct on that. At least that, I remember seeing that at one point. But yeah, here he is. He is an ambulance. And a cool ambulance with that. He says emergency. It's got the red lights. Got a little triangle up here on the front. He rolls pretty well. He's got rubber wheels. You can see that one kind of got winged up there. But yeah, just a quick little turnaround there. Nice little boxy ambulance. There we go. You can lift this, if you lift this up and flip this door down, it should just pop down. I don't know why. There we go. His gun store. It actually is supposed to tab in. There's a little slot here in the door for his weapon to store, which is nice. Although you don't have to do that in order to get him into his, come on, stay in your slot. Into his arm mode, which we'll do first. Because, again, he is the arm of Defensor. Now, the arm says to have the windshield up like this, just kind of separated a little bit. And if you want to do that for a visual look, you can, but it's perfectly capable of being turned into an arm without having to really mess with much of anything up here on the front end of this thing. So come out here and split the back out like this. These side pieces come around and swing around on these hinges like that. And then you open this panel up and you kind of have to lift these panels vertically away from the body of the thing to open this up. Because this is an all built-in combiner, which is nice. All the parts are built in to the thing, so you can flip this out and rotate this around so the hand half comes out on this side. And then fold it back up like that. And then you're just basically closing this all back up like this. And doing the same over here. Opening up the top part. Flipping out the hand. Rotating it around. And then closing it all back up. Once that's done, then you just clip the two halves of this back together, smush it all back the way it was, and then to keep all of this stuff locked in place, you flip these little panels right here up, and you'll see a little tab in there, and that keeps the lower arm from flibberty-gibberting around. That's the official term. Here's the elbow, so you want to rotate it this way, so the elbow comes forward. Attach the hand, peg the hand together, and you can rotate the hand around. Right here, rotate the waist around in such a way that the elbow comes to the front. It should work. It's one of those half. That's why you need these pegged. Why did you come loose? These stayed pegged together. It holds those together so this whole thing can rotate properly here. There we go. To bring that forward, bring the hand together. And you can see he's got individually articulated fingers and thumb. Like that. Again, the instructions say leave this out like that. And again, your call. But you see he's got a bicep swivel, dual hinged elbows here and here. And then this piece right here, you lift this panel up. This red panel can flip up. And you kind of tilt it forward like this and then pull it back, and that will flip out this tab. This is the connector tab, and then you push that back in to hold it and lock it in place. So that's how you get the connector tab out to connect it to Hotspot or Ignis, I think is what they're calling him. But it's a nice chunky arm. I'm looking forward. Defensor is one of my favorite combiners. Certainly, he may be my favorite Autobot combiner. So yeah. Looking forward to having more of those big boys. Because these, like I said, First Aid's not my, I don't know if First Aid, I liked him in IDW. I don't know if First Aid's my favorite of the Defensor robots. But solid arm. Looking forward to, like I said, the whole combiner. And then to go from here to robot mode, go ahead and bring these, rotate all this stuff back to where it should be. this. Which side? I'm not sure which side though. Yeah, that's the front. And then flip these back down like that. We're gonna open this up. We're gonna fold the hands back in. Open this up. Bring this down. Rotate the hand back in. Now instead of folding up over here, the hand's gonna stay inside this red piece. And this can be a little tricky getting this all folded up, all the thumb and everything out of the way. Because you got to do it very specifically. There we go, like that. But it's going to kind of, basically going to just bend the fingers however you can to get it up into there, into this part of the leg. And then this panel opens up like that. This whole assembly here rotates around like this. And then what was here, kind of where the fingers were sandwiched in the leg, is going to fold down and around like this. And that's going to be his toe. So plug that in, plug that down. This slides down. There's a couple pegs here that are going to peg inside of these panels once we slide this down far enough. So push that down and then lock it into place like that. And then there's his toe, there's his foot. So now the leg looks solid. The hand's all hidden inside there. He's got this functional knee joint, thigh swivel, ankle, their foot there. But a big chunky leg. Same over here. It's basically just, you don't have to worry about the thumb on this side. Like the thumb's not a super big deal, but it can get in the way a little bit. Lift this up, rotate it around, flip that down, close it all back up. Fold this up into here, fold the fingers in so they have the clearance to get under there. And then it's just, again, it's just a matter of closing that up, bringing this leg down, and clipping it into place on that panel. And their legs are done. Up here, with this, get this up out of the way, flip this up. Oh, come on, this is one of those things that's just a little tricky to get around. No, let's use a little piece of wood here. There we go. Flip this connector piece back up into the body. Close that panel over it. And then you saw me start to do this earlier. You can open this up just to let you get behind the door. But open up these doors here. Put the pistol to the side and go ahead and just flip the little hinge down like that. It's a very small, I like to think of it as like a laser scalpel, since he's a magician there, since he's a medical robot. It's been a long day. But fold the doors in like this. Lift this up and out of the way here. You can see it's kind of folding hinge there. Lift up the siren lights, which will let you lift these up just enough because there's a little tab on the arms that tabs into this. So you want to make sure those lift up so you can untab the arms here. And then I'll pull this whole thing up first and rotate it around. And then you can untab the arms and get them to swing out from there. Oh, that one just already unplugged. Well, we'll show you how that works on the other arm when we get to it. Now here, you fold these down like this, and then this piece folds up against the sirens, and then that whole assembly, no, you don't want it like that. You want it up like this. Folds in against his torso here into there. So it folds up like that. The sirens and everything and the flashing lights fold in like that. This piece, you can kind of fold this down. And it's up to you. You can either have, if you want to have the windshield more visible, you can have it fold out on the outside of that, or you can fold it inside the bumper and have it completely, well, mostly completely hidden here on the back. Bring this up just a smidge because we're getting up into that range. And then these, lift these up. Actually, before you fold this down, fold the doors in, then fold the stuff around it. Nope, go in. There you go, like that. So now he's kind of all collapsed in there on the back. Bring the arms down. Like I said, this one already unlocked. This little panel here. But this panel right here, you untab it from the shoulder, and that unlocks the whole arm, and then you fold this in to fill in that space, which activates the elbow. and then fold it down here at the shoulder. Unfortunately, they did this in a way where like this side's nice and smooth. This side has the big slot in it. It would have been nice if they could have worked that in. So maybe you turned them around like this first so that tab wasn't on the front. Oh well. It may be possible to swap those pieces. We'll see what I can do. But then you open this up and flip the fist out. Same over here. And then you just flip this up, fold his head in. This flips up and kind of folds down to fill in that slot. And there is MEDICUS in robot mode. He's got posable fingers. We'll go ahead and... They all move individually, but the fingers are one single piece. Each finger is a single piece. He's got a ball joint thumb. But you see there's a little slot there that his little laser scalpel can fit in. And then you can just close this. It doesn't like tab, but it fits in that slot. And it fits in deep enough that once you wrap his fingers around it, it's actually fairly securely held in his hand. Oh, and then these wheels slide up. And there's first aid. And he's accurate to old first aid. I mean, I always didn't think of him as quite this plain, but he actually is, looking at old pictures, especially if you look at the cartoon versions, he actually is this plain. So the toy had a big Autobot symbol here on his leg. I may add it, I may not. I may just put one right here because I think that looks better. But yeah, there he is. He's got a ball joint there at the neck, and then like the hinge as well, but lets him look up even more. Got the hinge there at the shoulder, the hinge here, and then a tighter hinge at the actual shoulder itself. Bicep swivel, dual hinge elbow, wrist swivel. You saw the fingers over here. He's got a waist swivel. He's got an ab crunch, a ratcheting ab crunch. You can get to about there, although he doesn't. It's gappy, but well, again, that's really more of a mechanism for popping that joint out. Waist swivel. These panels move on the front. They're individual panels. On the back, it's a single panel to move out of the way there. But dual hinge hips, thigh swivel, a single hinge knee. You don't really have a whole lot of movement down here in the foot. I guess you do have a little ankle tilt, kind of ankle tilt. This panel does rotate, but he still has the big giant panel legs. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward, like I said, I'm looking forward to the whole combiner and seeing the whole team together. Because the Bruticus they did, Assaultus, was really cool with all the built-in stuff. And I'm really looking forward to having a Defensor that does the same thing. Real quick, just for a size compare, let me see if I can find something here inappropriate. Well, here he is with Masterpiece Thundercracker. He's right here. So maybe a slightly larger scale than I think a Masterpiece First Aid would be. But he doesn't look bad. He's certainly going to look cool all combined. But there is PS-21 MEDICUS from Perfection series from Ocular Max. Pretty cool.